Hello everybody, my name is Eric, and the last video that I did basically give you a brief description of who the children of Israel is. This video today is intended to get that inferior complex off our minds. Now basically I'm going to give you the description of Jesus Christ, the definition of Ham, and I'm giving you 3 witnesses in the Bible basically stating that the Bible is a black book and about the Hebrews and also is about us. Basically, I also want to give you a good description of the temple and what's going to happen to the temple and why these Jews should not be building up the temple to the very day. I also want to give you a brief description of the migration pattern of the Hebrews. I also want to give you a brief description of why the fake Jews today operating what they operating in and the reason why they're on top. Now, this is about 5 years of research, so please bear with me. Sometimes I might get lost, but I'm definitely going to try my best to get myself back on point. Now, in Revelation, it talks about the revealer of Jesus, and also it talks about future events. Now, Jesus appeared to John, and first thing John seen was the physical description of Jesus. Hair, white like wool, feet, fine like brass, as if burned in a furnace. And basically, I'm paraphrasing a lot of these scriptures to make time go by faster. To make this video, I should say, go by faster. Now, when you go to the Bible dictionary, the Zondervan's Bible dictionary, it actually talks about Ham, which he is the youngest son of Noah, 96 years old before the flood, and he came to progenitors of the dark races, not the Negroes. He came the father of Egypt, Ethiopia, Libya, and Canaan. Now, these are the dark races of what you consider somewhat the Africans today, not the Negroes. When you look at that word Negro, Negro translate to Hebrews. Hebrews translate to Hebrews. One thing you will know about the transatlantic slave is that they was picking up Hebrews. It's in the documents. Do your research. Now, Moses, Paul, and Joseph been mistaken as Egyptian. In Genesis chapter 42, Exodus chapter 2, and Acts chapter 21. Read them for yourselves. But they were mistaken as Egyptians. And according to the definition of Ham, these are dark races. So that meaning that these 3 were dark people. Wow. Why the churches don't teach that? The reason why churches don't teach that, because our Bible or our history or our culture has been hijacked. And they don't want us to know the truth. Because by us knowing the truth, it gives us a feeling of superiority. Knowing that we are the greatest people on the face of the earth. It gives us that right. They know this without a shadow of a doubt. See, this is what happened when we sin against the Most High God. Our Bible, our culture, given to Gentiles, and they can do what they want to do with our culture. So now, let me get myself back on track. Now, we read Matthew's, it talks about how Joseph, Mary, and Jesus escaped to Egypt during King Herod when he was trying to kill Jesus. Now, if you go to Luke chapter 21, where Jesus prophesied to his disciples about the destruction of the temple. Jesus said, when the Romans come and persecute you, again, I'm basically paraphrasing Luke chapter 21. He told the disciples to run to the mountain, to flee to the mountains. Those mountains he was talking about is Egypt. That's where Jesus, Mary, and Joseph fled. Or those mountains he was talking about was Africa. Now, if you read From Babylon to Timbuktu by Dr. Rudolph Winslow, you will know during 65 through 70 AD, there was a Roman Jewish war. General Pompeius and his son put an end to the Israelite state, the real true Hebrews, which was our descendants. So over 1 million of them fled into Africa. At that particular time, during those 1600 years before the Atlantic slave trade, we was kings, we was queens, we were princesses, we were prince. We had the whole West Africa on point. We had the Songhai Empire, we had the Mali Empire, we have the the Ghana Empire. We was kings and queens. Why they don't teach us in the schools? Because by them teach us that, they would have gave us an air of superiority. Why is it that anytime that the black man himself try to raise up, try to own his own business, or try to protect him and his family, that all the time, they're persecuting us. They killing us up. Because they know who we are. And the only thing we have to do is pray to the Most High God and cry out to him about the injustice, and he will hear us. They know who we are. They know that we're the real children of Israel. But let me get back on point to the migration pattern. Now, by me saying all that, of course, there's a map, the 1611 map of Africa. Because Africa is really named after Leos Africanus. And he was a white man. Helped colonize Africa and made it to a whole country. But before then, Africa was just a whole bunch of countries. Now, when you do the research, you'll find out that that place in Africa, or a Negro land, that Nigeria, that Benin, that Ghana area, was called the Kingdom of Judah. That's where they got our ancestors at. That's where they got us from. And those fake Jews, the ones that swimming in your blessings today, the ones over there in Israel, the ones that are responsible for all your degradation, they're responsible for your government, responsible for your media, responsible for your entertainment, responsible for the prison industrial complex, the ones that are responsible for your bank, responsible for the money, responsible for all the terror that's going on. Those guys, they responsible for all that. They're the ones that's swimming in your blessings, because we are a cursed people. And the reason why we are a cursed people is because we don't follow the laws and the commandments of the Most High God. Now, in order for us to stop being cursed, we got to cry out to the Most High God. We got to cry to him, ask him for forgiveness for our sins. We got to. That's where he can stop this foolishness, this white supremacy, and we can come back to him and serve him like the way we're supposed to serve him. But now, that right there was basically a nutshell of, the migration pattern of the Hebrews. Now, I could probably point out 10 more other types of evidence in the Bible. Of course, Deuteronomy chapter 28 basically explain the blessings and the curses. I could go to the book of Isaiah, Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Basically state that Judah is in mourning. I really do believe that, because look at everything that's going on around us. I believe that God himself is revealing this truth, because he himself is tired of these lies. You know, why is that these pastors are not preaching on us? You know, a lot of these pastors, I really do believe they know who we are. But at the same time, they're profiting off of us. Just like white supremacy, they're profiting off of our misery. They're profiting off of our oppression. Again, it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to wake up because America is going to be destroyed. Now, I hope y'all really do understand that. And I want y'all to understand this one more prophecy before I go. 1619 was the beginning of the Atlantic slave trade. In 2019, it would be 400 years. Guess what that means? If you go back to Genesis, when God prophesied to Abraham that the children of Israel is going to be enslaved for 400 years before he raised up a leader to lead them out of Israel, which was Moses at the particular time, I want y'all to take that prophecy and to run with it. Because in 2019, these 400 years, since in the book of Ecclesiastes, basically states that there is nothing new under the sun. In 2019, I really do believe God gonna start judging America for everything that she did, from our slavery, from the hell that they caused all over the earth, from all the killings over there in the Middle East. I really do believe America time has ended. So, like I said, again, I know I haven't really went through the whole history of the Hebrews like I wanted to, because I know sometimes I do go off sometimes, but I just want to give y'all a better description of, you know, basically who we are in the Bible, where we came from, and, you know, the migration pattern of us, of who we are. Peace.